So I will show you probably what exactly our company details are. So this is the company that I was talking about. So your what you can say, your results and every processing is done through this particular company. So this is our company. So we work with different domains. Okay, these are the services that we provide from our platform. So our website and everything is handled by us. Say like these are our board of directors. So this he is vice chancellor who would be visiting soon to you probably for the convocation. And this is me working as a director IT services. So like for current batch students, what we have from our pocket rather, I don't know like how to integrate you all, but you definitely can be making use of the facilities that we are making available here rather in university campus. So the facility is like, for example, if I go to Unipune's website, this is our university's main website. Okay, there, like if you see something called as SPPU's Degree Plus program. Can you see everyone?
Yes, we can
Yes,
see.
we can see.
Yeah. So
Yes,
if
sir.
if you click on this, rather, this is a platform created by us, and where we have MOUs with different companies who are providing certifications. Say, for example, like as you are being a student of university, though you are from other campus, from the PRN that you got, correct? The permanent registration number that you got, which would be printed on your mark sheet soon. Like when you get those mark sheets, you can make use of it to register on this Degree Plus platform. Now here, what we do is we do provide different certifications available. Say, for example, if I go to Certiport for a while, so these are the different companies whose programs or certifications are made available. Suppose you can click either of them. I will be adding link to that in chat window. This is Skillsoft. With Skillsoft, you would be seeing that these all courses are available there, like AI, data analytics, everything. Fine. And like from Indian currency perspective, I don't know like how exactly that would be made available to you peoples, but you definitely can talk with Vice Chancellor sir when he visits you peoples during the convocation part, or you can request Sabia madam or probably Nath sir to have dialogue with our university officials so that these courses can be made available. So, as an Indian currency point of view, like it is 5,000 rupees if you go in market that way directly. If you directly talk with the company, then that would be available with 5,000, but for students we make that available with 550. Most of these courses are available. Okay, these are basically for our computer science, AI, and so on. But as like everyone is using AI, it would be good to rather make use of it. For example, I assume each one of you is using ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot, correct? Most of you rather are you
Using.
using it?
Chat
We
GPT,
use
yeah.
Copilot.
Yeah,
Yes,
Copilot,
sir.
ChatGPT, whatever. Like
Yes, yes,
if you
sir. You are using.
yeah, so if you see this prompt engineering, like how exactly you are going to write the prompt, there is a course available. Correct. So this kind of course would be great if you do it. That can be useful for you in your own domain as well. Like basically, what is happening is like people are using Chat GPT as Google directly, but it is not as a Google. Like you definitely can do. Like you are going to see rather in all my presentations that I would be using. Okay, almost all the pictures that I have added are created using different platforms like Gemini, sometimes ChatGPT, sometimes Copilot. Correct. So, like it took me nearly 2 years rather to understand how to write the prompt because I was not I was not aware of this prompt engineering earlier. I did multiple courses, then later the paid ones like for these are not available to us, but these are available only just to the students. Okay, so you can take help of this particular part. So I'm currently adding this link. It is not available or accessible to you right now, but probably like once you talk with authorities when they visit you peoples, you definitely can talk with them and get access to this one too. Okay, So let me go back to this course. So like when I talk about management information systems, it is often misunderstood as something technical, correct? Because the name itself communicates that. But in reality, it is about empowering managers to think, decide, and lead with confidence. Now imagine like Professor Nath for a while, director, MIESVPU. He's deciding which courses should be taught by which individual faculty and how many courses a in-house faculty member should teach. That means he is handling the faculty workload distribution, correct? Or let us say, for example, there is a project head in some company at Doha who is coordinating multiple vendors for a government infrastructure project. So if you are playing that kind of role, then these decisions are not about computers. They are about judgment under the pressure. Correct. So MIS in some sense supports such judgment by organizing information such a way that managers can trust. Now without MIS, decisions depend heavily on personal intuition. In like for example, if I talk about Qatar's fast moving environment, delayed information can mean financial loss or public dissatisfaction. Hello. Yeah, somebody unmuted. Yeah. So MIS helps managers to see the trends before the problems or problem arise. So it connects your day-to-day operations with long-term strategy. MIS can turn information into leadership tool, and managers stop reacting and start anticipating. And this is why MIS is said to be empowering managers beyond technology, because it strengthens managerial thinking itself. So like with this brief introduction to the title, the topic, let me show you like how the syllabus is. So I was given this syllabus structure by your institute. So which is divided into 4 modules, which I mentioned before a while. So like for each module, as I told earlier, I am going to spend approximately 3 days. 3 days, I mean to say 3 Tuesdays. Okay. And like for every module, 3 Tuesdays. And sometimes like in month of March, we will be having some sessions on Saturdays as well, because evening is not permitted during that time. So we'll try to see like if we can conduct some sessions on Saturdays too. Okay, so these 4 modules would be. So here, as considering like the introduction that you all gave to me, please understand, sometimes I have to make use of some technical terms or use of technical terms as well, because that's what is mandatory for us. For example, if I start talking about AI, so you know, like AI is everywhere. And because of ChatGPT, most of us know now how to use computers. So would be making use of different computing terminologies as well. Fine. Sometimes I would be sharing some videos with you too, like which would be useful for you to understand what basically it is. And like if you see module 4, which comprises different case studies. So we'll try to address like in such a way that you have to handle case related to your domain, one case, and one case would be not for your domain, but what are the domain that you like other than your domain. So we'll try to see like how exactly we can go further. So these would be the 4 modules that I would be covering. Like as I told earlier, evaluation mechanism, you must have seen that your internal evaluation is 50 marks and semester end examination is 50 marks. So like considering those 4 modules, I would be having assignments which would be available, made available on LMS, which would be made available to you via LMS. It would be for 20 marks. We are going to have MCQ test online. It would be for 10 marks. Then we are going to have online descriptive test where either you type in there or you write on paper, you upload the PDF. Okay, that would be again 10 marks. And we will try to take one case study related to your work domain in your professional life. That would be for 10 marks. So I expect that it should be related to your domain. Fine. Though I said only one case study, I would love if at all you work for one more case study, which can be used as an alternative wherever you got less marks. in earlier cases, say for example. Right? So we will handle that. Those 50 marks distribution would be like this: 20, 10, 10, 10. And for semester end examination, the paper is of 50 marks. Like pattern would be the same, similar one that you identified or found in your first semester examination. So as we have 4 modules, each module, like from module 1 to module 3, there would be questions for 10 marks each. And for module 4, there would be questions for 20 marks because it is comprising a case study. Now, as I stated earlier, lectures would be conducted online with a Zoom meeting link shared in the WhatsApp group as well as the LMS. Recording of lectures would be done and made available on LMS date-wise. I'm going to make use of various tools rather to observe whether you are really attending the class or not. Fine. And you will love those tools rather, like we are going to start it soon rather, while we start our session. After like session, I mean to say the topic address. I already shared with you this link, okay, in the chat window. I also would be sharing YouTube channel link for the videos, which you definitely can see. This is for my channel that I have created. What I would be doing is I would be making some of the videos from earlier batches also made available to you, because every time I have changed the contents, and this time I completely created these PPTs rather in the other new form. It is not repetition, so you definitely can see those videos as well if at all you are interested into, because it is very difficult to see 2+ hours videos rather continuously, but you definitely can think of if at all you miss. Okay, till this time, any question, query, please let me know if at all you have. If you
Yes,
don't
I have some
yeah,
query.
please.
Regarding this LMS, how we will make our username and password?
Yeah.
Any
So
like?
what happened is I was given by madam your details. I think your number is something like 25. Let me show you. I assume I have that available with me. Okay, this is the course. So these are your usernames. If you see, I think this is your username.
Yes.
Okay, these are numbers. And I gave password as well. I shared a password with her too. So this would be your username, the way that I use my input, I inputted my username. So you can use that password. Like once the WhatsApp group is created, you can let me know. I will help you through a personal message. What is your password? So if you cannot log in, fine. I was told that madam shared with you the details of that password. I can easily check who else logged in and everything would be available with me. I think
Okay, so
your
this will
batch is,
be
sorry.
so this will be provided by your site, right, sir?
Yeah. I already shared with madam these details. This LMS link I gave, you please copy that link in chat window. The first link that I gave to log
Yes,
in to
done,
this
yeah.
site, it is for that camp LMS site. Okay,
Got
fine.
it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So don't worry about this. Like this will be made available. Even if suppose due to workload, if you cannot say respond or attend particularly, you please have a look on the videos. I will try to see if I can cut them into separate parts. If possible, I will do that so that it would not be overload for you that way. And also I do create, I have a hobby rather, let me share with you all. I don't know how many of you know about India, but most of the peoples, I can see that from the members joined are from India. They can understand some like Hindi. Some of other peoples also can understand Hindi. But I have one habit of making use of YouTube Shorts to teach the concepts in computer science. So what I do is I do pick Hindi or Marathi, like my mother tongue is Marathi language. Okay, in Maharashtra. So we speak Marathi. I can speak Hindi. I can speak English. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to capture dialogues from a movie, songs from a movie, okay, or some scenes from a movie, and like I try to relate it with computer science concept, so that the concept can be reached as a short, like 50 to 30 to 50 seconds short is there, where the contents are seen. Like you definitely can see that. I will probably add that link to. Give me a minute. So I would be using that as well. I was referring to this one. Okay, so say for example, if I go to content, these are the shorts that I have created. Like you can see they are like, if you go to playlist, there are subjects added. I have added for you people this particular playlist where I would be uploading my videos there. Okay, in this playlist, but you definitely can see that there are other playlists too. So if you go to say particularly say OS shorts, say for a while, suppose if I click on this, okay, and if I see the videos, these all are shorts, okay, where they do talk about a particular concept. So I'm planning to have it for MIS course too. Some of you may not understand what the meaning is, but you can relate the words by discussing with your fellow mates, or also I can help you to understand what is the meaning behind. So for you to understand the topics, I would be sharing some of the additional YouTube videos which might be referring to cinema or a movie from India. Though you are not able to understand the language that they speak, try to just understand the facial expressions. You definitely can relate it. Fine. So not too much worry about this part. I'm not going to make use of YouTube every time, but as I stated earlier, like some of the times I definitely would be doing that. Okay. Any other question, please?
No, sir.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah, good, good. So thank you very much. So let us now start our business. Fine. Yeah. So let us try to understand data, information, knowledge, and MIS in business. Every organization handles the data, information, and knowledge. Now, these three terms are really confusing. What is data? What is information? What is knowledge? We definitely are going to do this task. So let me fire a quick question, okay, for you all peoples. So you please open, like I assume each one of you is using either a mobile or a laptop. Okay, can you please scan this code, QR code? And if you cannot, if you are not using a mobile, then you open just menti.com. Correct, menti.com. You can see that. Can you see that? This one?
Yes, yes.
Scanner is
Yeah.
working. We just
Yeah.
Mentimeter.
Yeah. So now I have asked you a question. Think about the words that come to your mind when you hear the term data, and the words that come to your mind when you hear the information. So you write like this: data dash what you think, a word for data, information dash, and the word that you think equivalent to what you are trying to talk about. Right? Do it. Like when you add your text, it would be made available here. Data Excel. Good. So we got data Excel. This yes is wrongly added. Not too much worry about. Yeah, go on. Data means like you Excel comes into your mind. Very good. Think about information. Yeah, information means what? Information, knowledge. No. Yeah, okay. Information and knowledge. Good. Data collection of information. Facts. Good. So we got 6 peoples among 8 responded. Okay, so what I will do is like I will share one with you peoples one YouTube video. Okay, this YouTube video is from rather one can say from a Hindi movie. Now those who cannot understand Hindi, can mute that audio while you play that video. Okay. So I'm not going to play it from here. I am just sharing that link with you all. It is from a Hindi movie, but then you will realize what exactly I am trying to talk about. Okay. 1 minute. Can everyone open sorry, chat window and try to see this video at your end? Okay. Take a break of 2 minutes to see that video. I think the video length is somewhat like 2 to 3 minutes. You definitely can see. I request you all to see that video. It is from a movie, pretty old movie.
Sir, can you please paste the link in the chat because we
Oh,
cannot see the
sorry.
link.
Oh, I only pasted it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Really
now it's
sorry.
there.
Yeah. So you please play this. Thank you. Advertisements probably would be there. Okay, once you are done, you can respond to me in chat. Done, like for say, for example, done or seen. You write seen if you have seen that video. I'm not talking about the language. You can mute that audio. Just see what is happening there. If you cannot understand Hindi. Once you are done with the video, you just add seen word, SEEN. Good, transferring information. Very good. Seen. Good. Yes. Yeah. You actually understood very rightly, Farhana. Thank you. It is like spreading the news without confirmation. Good. Thank you, Bilalji. Yeah, others, please let me know. Good, miscommunication of information. Okay. I think I can see like 5 of you have completed it. 4 of you, rather. 1, 3, 4. 4 of you completed that video. Others, please update the status. Good, completed. Satish, very good. Yeah. Now, like if you have carefully seen this, like rather those who can understand. Okay, I will take help of Ganesh or maybe Satish, rather, or even Bilal ji. हम चावल को उधर क्या बोलते हैं आपके इधर कतार में? थैंक यू सीनू जी. Rice. Okay, good. So, like if you really see the last dialogue he speaks, I gave you raw rice, then you cooked it, and like cooked rice is created kind of as an output. I gave you raw data, you created information from it, and it got spread across. The raw information, raw thing that was given is the data, and that data generated information, though it was miscommunication or whatever way. But that's what the thing is. Like this is the best example that you can make use of to distinguish between data and information. So as I was stating, like every organization handles data, information, and knowledge, but their strength lies into understanding how they differ and connect. Now, for example, I hope while you attend your physical classes, your daily attendance record is kept at MIE, right? Even in your office, your daily attendance record is kept. Now, that raw attendance data or entries, the raw attendance entries that are made is a data. Now, when attendance percentage is calculated course-wise, that becomes information. Am I right? So, when faculty coordinator understands that attendance drops during the project submission weeks, that insight becomes knowledge. Have you understood what I said? Let me repeat. What I'm saying, like suppose you are attending your regular classes, your attendance record, correct? When your attendance record recorded by MIE is used as a, those entries are used as data. Now, when attendance percentage is calculated course-wise, it becomes information. Correct? And when faculty coordinator checks that attendance drops during project submission weeks, that insight becomes knowledge. Correct? So, MIS plays a crucial role in enabling this transformation. Say in Doha, retail outlets, billing transactions are data. Daily sales reports are information, and understanding the customer buying behavior is knowledge. Many organizations collect massive data but fail to create the knowledge. And MIS, in some sense, ensures that data does not remain unused. It structures the flow from facts to insights. And this transformation is what drives better decisions. So without MIS, organization drawn in numbers. With MIS, they gain clarity and confidence. Right? So I was referring to this particular part. I hope now you understood what is data, what is information, and what is knowledge. Can one of you give me a sample example of these three terms? Yeah, one of you can unmute and tell me what is data for your domain, when it becomes information and then becomes knowledge. You can use it.
In my domain, we used to do preventive maintenance of motors. And the motors, where we are taking the measurement of amps consumption, ampere consumption. We are noted down the ampere based on that motor kilowatts, motor powers. When it's varied, the amps variation, that is called information.
Oh, good.
From that information, we interpret the motor need to be sent for overhauling or any other repair. That is called knowledge.
Good, good, very good. Anybody wants to add? Okay, let me take, I think, Sinuji, you are working as a nurse there, na? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me take your example. Like the student, when he comes for medical checkup, for you, roll number is data. Now then
Yeah.
you start asking him or her, okay, have you had any disease or have you had any allergies and so on, correct? You
Yes.
try to generate that information and then you write your conclusion towards the end so that that information can be passed as a knowledge. So whenever a student is facing some issue, your data which became an information would be used to create the knowledge, correct?
The next time it's easy to get that one.
Yes.
out.
So you use
Checking
those
with the
previous
num-
records, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that's how, like, this is really important. And you are going to see rather these three terminologies used lot number of times into our course structure. Now let me talk about what is data in business. Let us address them in general. Now, as I stated earlier, every image that I have created towards right or left or probably half of the slide, each of the images created using an AI platform. Fine. So that, like, even if you don't see the text that is shown towards left, towards right, probably, or in one of the bottom part or upper half part of the slide, ultimately this image should help you to understand what are the contents of the slide. Fine. So that's why I have created each of the image. So data in business refers to raw facts collected during everyday activities. Every swipe of Doha Metro card creates data. Every exam marks entered into the MI system is data. Every machine sensor reading in a Qatar manufacturing unit generates data. By itself, data is silent and meaningless. A spreadsheet full of numbers cannot tell a manager what action to take. Correct? So data does not explain trends or causes. It simply exists. Organizations today collect enormous volumes of data every second. Say, for example, I hope everybody is using an Android phone or probably an Apple phone. Correct? Let me take just an Android phone example. Like Google is collecting information about where exactly we are moving from one location to other location because we are making use of Google Maps. They can track whether I'm driving a car to go to X location from Y, whether I'm walking, whether I'm having a two-wheeler. Everything is managed or controlled by them. Whole movement is captured. Now, have you ever seen, like, while you use that map on your device, either in a car or probably on a mobile phone, how it communicates you that there is a crowd or probably there is a traffic? On what basis they are actually returning you that result? How do you see that?
The movement
By seeing how many phones are there in that area.
From other people's phone.
Correct.
And then combining and then algorithm make a decision.
Correct. So what they did, so once they say that we don't collect your data, correct? And at some point of time, they are saying that, okay, this is the traffic available that particular place. And that's what, like, it simply exists. And they are collecting enormous volumes of data every second for each of the individual who is making use of Google services. Same thing would be applicable probably with Apple as well, or for other manufacturing companies too, who are creating these handheld devices. So MIS ensures that this data is captured correctly and stored securely. Poor quality data leads to poor quality decisions. Now think of this. Suppose you are watching this session on a mobile where there is no proper connectivity. What will happen? Will everything would be heard by you, whatever I am speaking? Maybe yes, maybe no. correct? Because the data that is generated from my end, okay, you are listening it as an audio. So now how exactly that data is getting transferred there? Probably through different modes, different mechanisms, right? Whatever I'm speaking, like the words that I'm speaking is like data, but when they come together, it is coming up as an information towards you. It is a statement that you are getting. It would be a kind of paragraph you are getting, and so on. So sometimes, suppose I get a call in between, or I assume we heard somebody unmuted and starts speaking. Now it would be disturbing. So that is a poor quality data that is leading to poor quality decisions sometimes. So managers may never directly interact with raw data, but all reports will be dependent on that raw data. So data is the foundation on which the entire MIS structure stands. What I said, the entire MIS structure is heavily dependent on data. And that's what the last line you can see on the slide. Data is a foundational layer of information architecture, waiting to be transformed into something actionable. Correct. So like then what is data? It is raw facts without meaning, as I stated. So data is entered as a raw facts and figures that have no meaning without the context. Say, for example, names, roll numbers, dates, quantities, even codes, all fall under data. When a biometric system records staff entry time, it is collecting the data, not the information. When a petrol station in Doha records daily fuel sales, it is generating the data. At this stage, nothing is explained and nothing is concluded. So errors that are made at the data level multiply as information moves upward. So while collecting the data, if you make a wrong entry, ultimately whoever is going to create information later would be facing issue. So MIS therefore includes validation checks to ensure correctness at the source. Clean data builds trust in the system, and that's why data plays very, very important role. And that's why my statement stands here. Data is a foundational layer of information architecture. Managers trust decisions only when data is reliable. Poor data discipline leads to confusion and disputes. And this is why organizations invest heavily in data accuracy. Definitely, there would be some team working in your organization who is looking towards this part. Strong MIS always begins with disciplined data handling. Okay, so this is about what is data. Now let us address what is information. And this is again one key important part of the MIS. Information is created when data is processed. It is organized and with the given context. Now you must have seen, like when I shared a YouTube video link with you all, I at the same time stated that if you cannot understand the Hindi that was spoken by them, you please mute that audio, you just see the facial expressions. And you will realize, though the languages cannot be understood, probably, the emotions can be definitely understood. So because that data was processed in the sense like you can read the facial expressions. So for example, when student marks are arranged semester wise and subject wise, performance patterns begin to appear. Now, even if you must be knowing the sales information available in your organization, probably. When the sales data from different Doha locations is grouped, managers can see which area performs better. Information answers questions like what is happening and where it is happening. It reduces confusion and supports monitoring. Now let us take again example from Qatar. Qatar government dashboards information shows service usage patterns across departments. MIS ensures that this information is timely, accurate, and relevant. Now, without MIS, information often arrives late or incomplete, and managers do struggle to respond effectively. So, information is the first stage where data becomes useful. And this is where decision making begins to take the shape. And for every decision that is made into your organization, it is because of the data collected there, data set collected there by the team. Okay, I hope it is quite good to understand what exactly information is. So the answer is lying in the first box only. Data is organized and structured to answer who, what, when, and where questions. Correct? Then pattern reveal. And that's what information transforms raw data into meaningful insights. Okay. So let us move to next again. Now, what is knowledge? Knowledge goes beyond reports and charts. It combines information with experience, understanding, and the judgment. A senior faculty member, say for example, at MIE, SPPU knows why some students struggle despite of good attendance. Let us talk about even the logistic manager available in Doha. Understand that deliveries slow down during certain seasons or some certain events. And this understanding does not come directly from the data. MIS supports knowledge creation by providing accurate and meaningful information. Human experience completes this picture. Knowledge allows prediction. What I said, knowledge allows prediction. It is not just observation. It helps managers to decide what action to take. Like you must have seen rather like in the shops, clothes shops, say for example, or even some electronic market. When there are sales, on what basis the sales are designed or defined? There is a sale like 50% discount is there on the cost. On what basis they are doing this? Or year-ending sale that you must have experienced even. Okay, probably now I assume in month of March there would be a festival in Qatar. So festival season sale would be there. So on what basis they are thinking how many days and what day they should start? Like say Amazon for a while. Right? So like this is dependent on the knowledge that they gained earlier because of their prior experiences since 3-4 years. So human experience completes this picture. Knowledge allows prediction, not just observation. In organizations that nurture this knowledge actually grow faster and they can adapt better. Now, how could they do this? Because of MIS, because MIS helps sharing this knowledge across the organizations. And decisions based on the knowledge are more confident and strategic. So here, knowledge would be helping us for strategic growth, innovation, and competitive position in the dynamic markets. Okay, any question till this time? You please stop me in between if you have any query or question. Okay. Shall I move next?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. So as I stated earlier, every image would be addressing what exactly I am referring to. So not too much worry about. Yeah. So data information and knowledge hierarchy, how this would be. So this hierarchy, you can see here, explains how our organizations must gradually move from raw facts to meaningful action. Data sits at the bottom and is collected continuously from your daily operations. Information is created when that data is organized and summarized. And knowledge emerges when managers interpret information using experience. Now, many organizations stuck at the data level overwhelmed by numbers, but unsure what to do with the data that is collected. MIS provides this ladder to climb to the hierarchy. In Qatar Industries for a while, sensor data alone does not improve productivity unless it is converted into insights. At MIE SPPU, raw marks become meaningful only when trends and learning gaps are identified. Knowledge allows managers to predict outcomes. It helps them to decide what action to take next. So organizations that consistently reach the knowledge level, they always outperform others. And this hierarchy is the basic foundation of intelligent management. So MIS that way ensures smooth movement across these levels. And without these structures or a structure, decisions remain weak and reactive. Right? So now let us try to understand why should we distinguish between data, information, and knowledge. It is very, very important and essential for effective management to distinguish between data, information, and knowledge. Raw data creates overload when presented directly to the managers. Data abundance. Information filters and organizes data into meaningful patterns. Knowledge enables strategic decisions and action. And without this distinction among three, managers often receive reports that they cannot use. So MIS ensures that the right form reaches the right management level. So for example, I assume Qatar is a smart city, correct? So Qatar smart city projects, in Qatar smart city project, I heard there is traffic data, and that traffic data alone is useless without interpretation. Further, even universities use this distinction to improve academic performance. Clear separation improves accountability and it saves managerial time. It reduces the confusion. And organizations that respect this distinction can make faster decisions. And this clarity directly impacts efficiency and competitiveness. So, what is MIS? I am speaking this word since the time we started talking about. So let us try to understand what exactly this MIS is. Management Information Systems, also known as MIS, are integrated technological or integrated systems or technological frameworks that are designed to support managerial decision making. MIS collects data from various departments and processes that data into meaningful information. By delivering dashboards, reports, and alerts. For example, at MIE SPPU, MIS connects admissions, academics, finance, and examinations. In Qatar Ministries, MIS supports policy monitoring and service delivery. MIS ensures consistency and accuracy across departments. Managers receive a single version of truth. Information flows smoothly across the organization and decision making becomes coordinated. And MIS reduces the dependencies on manual reports and it improves transparency. And that way, the real-time intelligence is added. So MIS is a central to modern management. And this is very, very important. No matter which business you are referring to, you would be seeing like MIS is always there. The platform I was referring to, where you fill your examination form and admission form, that is an management information system for us. That is student management system, academic information management systems, we do call it as AIMS. Yeah. So I hope you understood what is MIS. So MIS would be doing what? Can somebody tell in few words? What is MIS?
Collect data,
Hmm.
raw data, and store, process the useful information,
Hmm.
and store and represent and interpret the data for strategic decision.
Decision making. Yes. So basically data would be collected, would be transformed to the information, and it would be used for decision making in the business. This is the complete simple example. Fine. Can I continue to next? Let us understand now the core purpose of MIS. Why should I use MIS into my organization? Like I assume I came to know that one of you is working as an entrepreneur. Like definitely, like when number of employees in her organization increases, ultimately she will require this kind of system rather, which would be helpful for her. Now she is working on, I assume, a single domain currently. Suppose she thinks of expanding that domain, she will require that data, correct? And then she will transform it to information and so on. So let us understand why or what is the core purpose of MIS. The core purpose of MIS is to deliver accurate, relevant, and timely information. It supports planning by forecasting trends. It supports control by monitoring performance. It supports coordination by aligning the department. MIS helps you reducing the delays in information flow. So operational excellence would be achieved. Managers gain confidence in the decisions. In Qatar, for example, organizations, MIS strengthens their transparency. Problems are identified early and opportunities are captured quickly. So ultimately, MIS replaces intuition with the evidence. It encourages a data-driven culture. Decision quality improves, and this purpose defines the true value of an MIS. This is the core purpose of MIS. Now, why do we need that? Why MIS is needed in organizations? Most of the modern organizations operate in complex and competitive environment. Data volumes are growing rapidly. Manual systems cannot manage this scale. So MIS eliminates bottlenecks in information flow. It supports multivariable decision making. Say, for example, Qatar Industries compete globally where speed matters. Without MIS, decisions become slow and reactive, and with MIS, organizations respond confidently. So MIS supports scalability and the growth. So resource utilization improves, and ultimately risk management becomes easier. So MIS is no longer optional now. It is one of the essential part for survival by the organizations. And that's why you need definitely MIS. You can see this last text. Empowering agile, informed, and efficient business. That's what MIS is playing a role as. Now let us try to understand what is the real world impact. That is the importance of MIS. MIS has a strong impact on real world operations. Executives monitor performance indicators in real time. Marketing teams analyze customer behavior. Supply chains reduce delays and waste. Universities track student outcomes. Hospitals manage patient flow efficiently. Even Qatar government can make use of MIS for e-governance services. Probably they might be using. Now, if I talk about all these examples, actually, because of use of MIS, service quality improves. Decisions becomes proactive. Coordination improves across departments. And MIS enhances the organizational performance and it directly affects the success for a company. So MIS works as the digital backbone for strategic growth and efficiency. Now, when we talk about if at all I want an MIS, I definitely will require to understand what was there when nothing was automated. Like we are saying currently, most of us got online in sense of like whenever I'm trying to purchase household things, rather, I need not go to the shop. I generally now order it via different applications that are available with me. Correct. So earlier, if I talk about the manual systems, most of the things were done on paper. Before computers, organizations relied entirely on manual systems. Paper files dominated the offices. Data entry was slow and error prone. Information retrieval required physical searching. Errors were frequent. Analysis was extremely limited. And inventory management actually suffered losses due to this. Decision making always used to get delayed. Early Qatar institutions faced similar issues. Growth was constrained, efficiency was low, and these challenges pushed organizations toward automation. Definitely, these were the challenges which were faced by those companies or organizations earlier, which were using manual systems. When they shifted or they had a transition to computer-based systems from the manual systems, computer-based system replaced all the paper files. Data storage became electronic. Retrieval became faster and more accurate. Mainframe computers handled large data volumes. Organizations improved efficiency. However, the focus remained on storage rather than intelligence. Reports were static. Decision support was limited. MIS concepts began forming. Technology adoption increased rapidly, and that's how the trust in digital systems grew. And that helped the transition from paper-based systems to computer-based systems. Then came the second generation MIS via knowledge creation. This second generation of MIS introduced decision support system known as DSS. Every industry has to work with this particular aspect. Managers analyze trends and scenarios. Always they used to carry out what-if analysis, which became possible. Retailers optimize their inventories. Universities improved their planning. Information guided decisions used to be there. Analytical tools become available. Decision quality improved significantly. MIS moved beyond record keeping and knowledge creation became the main focus. Managers relied on insights. And that way, the strategic thinking got improved. So, like how exactly this knowledge creation is. Let me go to my YouTube link and let me show you how I utilize that. Now you would be seeing like these are the few shots that were added by me. Now number of views you can check like 80, 173 and so on. Correct. Now suppose if I go and probably let me go back here. Okay, let me click on shorts and let me click on views. Now you will see there are few videos, okay, which were probably kind of shorts, got 12,342 views. This video got 1,087 views. Now, if at all I want to know the analytics, I have to click this analytics. I can see now Like there were 12.3K users who saw that video. There were 7 subscribers who got added when they saw this video of mine. Average view that everyone saw was 14 seconds, though my video was of 1.22 seconds. 10% viewers are still watching at around half of the minute. That's what it is time to communicate. Now, if I go to reach, it tells me how exactly my video was seen by the peoples. In short speed, they got 94.2% people or viewers. Through YouTube search, 4.2%, external 1.2, channel pages 0.3, and so on. Even like it tells me what are the search terms used when the people exactly saw my video. What were the different external sites? So most of them are from WhatsApp Business, Android services, and so on. Correct. So this kind of analytics is made available. So for example, even for engagement. So there were like, if you see there, it's like some dislikes and some likes. So there were dislikes like 9, but 110 likes are there. This insight is helping me to gain an idea how exactly I should create my own next video, kind of. Okay. So let us go back. So that's how this knowledge creation can be done. And that the idea which came into my mind, I was referring to that I'm using movie songs, scenes, dialogues to teach the concept. So this second generation MIS actually helped us introducing the decision support systems. We are going to see in greater detail what the DSS is at the later stage. Now, the third generation, where we started learning about something called as AI ML, big data, ultimately. So leveraging the big data items. Modern MIS integrates massive data sets from multiple sources. Artificial intelligence analyzes patterns automatically. Routine decisions are automated. Smart traffic systems in Doha adapt in real time. E-commerce platforms personalize recommendations. Managers spend more time on strategy. Prediction replaces reaction. MIS becomes adaptive. Organization becomes agile. And big data enhances the intelligence. And this defines the digital economy. If I see these boom words rather with AI, machine learning, big data, actually made an impact on effective utilizations of MIS. Like for example, I hope you must be seeing Netflix or probably some OTT platform. So on those platforms, you would be seeing that it is providing you suggestions. Okay, when somebody saw this particular video, ultimately they saw this too, kind of. So how that decision was given by them? Because when they recommended, whoever received the recommendation followed that recommendation. And that's why it was very easy for the system to judge, okay, whether the combination is working fine or not for the respective videos. Correct? Yeah, let me see. Okay, good. Now let us talk about characteristics. So we'll take this and then we'll take break of say 5 minutes. Will that be okay?
Okay.
Yeah, for drinking at least water and so on. We can take a break. Yeah. So modern MIS characteristics. 3 different aspects. MIS or modern MIS integrates all functional areas like finance, HR, operations, marketing. All of them share information. Real-time access enables quick decisions. Reports are flexible. Management levels receive customized views. And information silos automatically disappear. And that helps improving the collaboration, the decision cycle becomes short, and now organizations rather respond very fast, and that way adaptability increases, and these characteristics define what an effective MIS is. Okay, so we'll take a break here and then we'll get back again after 5 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, I missed in between this recording part. But leadership decides priorities, budgets, and the timelines. That way, MIS would be aligning information flow with organizational goals. And that's how the data is never collected randomly. Every report, every dashboard, or even alert exists to serve the purpose which is tied to the objectives of the system. In Doha Industries, say MIS ensures production data directly supports cost reduction and delivery commitments, not just record keeping. Another reason for MIS is more than technical, is its ability to support decision making at multiple levels. Operational staff uses MIS for daily transactions. Middle managers use it for planning and control, and top management uses it for long-term plan or long-term strategy deciding. The same system supports all levels, but the meaning of information changes with the responsibility. This alignment of technology, goals, and decision levels is what makes MIS a managerial system rather than the technical one. So now, how can we see MIS as an organizational resource? MIS can be best understood as the central nervous system of modern organization, because they connect every functional area and allow information to flow smoothly, just like nerves connect different parts of the human body to the brain. In an organization like, for example, MISPPU, data related to admissions, academics, finance, examinations, and administration does not exist in isolation. MIS brings all this information into centralized data hub, the data center probably. And this consolidation ensures that everyone works with the same consistent information rather than separate files or their versions. In Doha-based industries, MIS integrates sales data, production schedules, even the inventory levels and financial records, so that managers can see the complete picture at once. And this centralized approach breaks down to the traditional departmental silos where information used to remain locked within the individual units. So MIS also enhances coordination by enabling seamless communication. Now, how it achieves? MIS is ensuring that the policy decisions, operational updates, and performance metrics are aligned across ministries and offices by the Qatar government departments. Managers no longer rely on informal calls or delayed reports. Instead, the coordinated action becomes possible due to the system enhancements. This unified intelligence network enables faster responses, better alignment, and more effective leadership across the organization. Now, if I have to talk about core characteristics of effective MIS, first characteristics is accuracy. This is the most critical characteristic of an effective MIS, because every managerial decision is only as good as the data behind it. When managers trust the correctness of information, they make the decisions with the confidence instead of hesitation. At MIE, accurate student records ensure fair evaluation, correct results, and transparent academic decisions. MIS ensures that data integrity plays a key role through validation mechanisms at the point of the entry, where incorrect or incomplete data is incompletely flagged or immediately flagged. Error checking processes continuously monitor the databases to prevent corruption. Automated reconciliation from banks compares the data across departments. When I'm using, say, for example, a bank APIs rather into my system, I can check all details related to procurement and finance to detect inconsistencies earlier. So in Qatar retails and logistics sectors, accurate inventory data prevents costly stockouts during the peak demand, and that can help avoiding overstocking so as to tie up with the capital. So when accuracy is built into MIS, managers stop questioning the reports. Further, the reliable information creates credibility across the departments, and ultimately accuracy transforms MIS from a reporting tool to trusted foundation for making the decisions. So let us try to address now this core characteristic, next characteristics to be relevance. Relevance is what makes MIS truly useful to managers, because even accurate information has little value if it is not meaningful for the decision making. In modern organizations, managers are surrounded by, as I stated, enormous volume of data, and without proper filtering, this data becomes noise rather than the support. Right? And that can lead to something else. Because without proper filtering, this data becomes noise rather than the support. Effective MIS focuses on filtering the signal from the noise so that only decision critical information will be used at that end. For example, your director does not need to see every attendance entry, but definitely he needs a clear view of attendance trends and exceptions. MIS uses intelligent filtering to eliminate irrelevant details. It can be used to highlight what accurately or actually matters. Reports can be customized based on the manager roles, what information needed by whom, right? So a finance manager for a while, a marketing manager for a while, or even an academic coordinator for a while, all see different views from the same system. MIS also delivers information based on the context and hierarchy level as well. So senior leaders focus on summaries while operational managers see the details. And this relevance saves the time and improves focus. Managers should be able to act quickly and confidently because of the information given to them is directly connected to their decisions. And ultimately, relevance ensures that MIS supports thinking, not the confusion. And this makes it a powerful managerial tool. Let us talk about next property called timeliness, or core characteristic of effective MIS, timeliness. Timeliness is a very important characteristic of an effective MIS, because information is useful only when it reaches to the managers at the same time or right time. Even the accurate information loses its value if it comes too late. MIS provides real-time or nearly real-time access to the information, and this allows managers to take quick actions. In industries, like some of you must have experienced, production delays can be detected early and corrected before they cause the bigger problems. Even like, for example, institutions like MIE, academic issues such as, say, low attendance, poor performance can be identified and addressed promptly. And MIS comes there, uses the alerts and notifications to inform managers instantly about important events. And this helps managers to respond before the situation get worse. And that's why timely information helps organizations to capture opportunities quickly. Faster response leads to better customer satisfaction and efficiency. Now, there are additional characteristics too, like for example, which can help the supporting management. Apart from accuracy, relevance, and timeliness, which we talked about, there are other important characteristics of MIS that are strongly used to support managers in their work. Completeness ensures that managers see the full picture of the organization rather than the partial or fragmented information. Flexibility allows the MIS to adopt when organizational needs change, such as say, new policies, new courses, or even business processes. Security is essential because MIS handles the sensitive data related to finances, employees, students, or citizens. And access control ensures that only authorized users can view or modify the information, which prevents misuse. And that comes the role of security. So you must have seen that with the WhatsApp messages that you use day-to-day basis, it says your messages are encrypted. So encryption protects data from unauthorized access, especially when the information is shared online or stored in the cloud. MIS definitely helps organizations to meet legal and regulatory compliance requirements. We are going to talk about them too towards end of this course rather. Reliable systems reduce fear of data loss, even fear of errors. Organizations become more resilient to risk and changes. And together, these characteristics ensure that MIS truly supports effective and confident management. Now, how MIS integration can be done as a backbone of organizational efficiency? MIS integration means bringing together the data, people, procedures, software, as well as hardware into one well-coordinated system. When all these components work together, the organization functions smoothly instead of isolated parts. Information does not remain trapped in one department, but flows freely across the organization. And this reduces the duplication of work, such as entering the same data multiple times in different systems. Business processes becomes more streamlined and faster. Manual work automatically decreases and many activities get automated. So as a result, errors caused by manual handling automatically are reduced. Speed improves in reporting, approvals, and decision making. Further, the managers are getting timely and consistent information. And this integration improves the performance throughout the organizations, and that helps or makes MIS as a backbone of organizational efficiency. When we do deal with seamless component synergy, it means that all parts of this organization work together smoothly through MIS. For example, different departments such as finance, HR, procurement, and operations, all of them are connected instead of working separately. For example, when a procurement places an order, finance automatically updates without manual communication. And this coordination shortens the approval cycles and saves the time. So data is automatically flowing smoothly from one department to other because everyone is using the same information. Accuracy improves across the organization and results to reduce in the cost because duplicate work and errors are eliminated. So overall, the operations become balanced and efficient, and MIS plays a key role in enabling this synergy throughout the organization. Now let us try to understand MIS in planning. Turning data into strategy. Planning without information is like driving in Doha without GPS. You may move forward, but you never are sure whether you are going in the right direction or not. Similarly, MIS helps managers to plan by showing clear patterns and trends from the past data. It tells managers what worked earlier and what did not. And using this information, strategies are created with the confidence instead of the guesswork that way. MIS helps managers to decide how much money, how much time, and people should be used for each activity. Budget becomes realistic and achievable. Goals are set based on the real numbers, not the assumptions. MIS also helps managers seeing the risk early, such as cost increases or resource shortages. In Qatar, for example, an industry may make use of MIS to plan new projects and expansions very safely. Because of MIS rather, managers feel more confident while planning. And that way, uncertainty reduces and planning becomes clear. And this is how MIS turns data into strong and practical strategies. Now let us try to understand how MIS in control, monitoring, performance and compliance. The managerial information system or management information system play a very important role in controlling organizational activities. By continuously monitoring the performance and ensuring the compliance, definitely there would be a plan and standards made available. So real-time performance tracking allows managers to see what is happening in the organization at the exact moment it is happening. So instead of waiting for weekly or monthly reports, managers can instantly view key performance indicators, KPIs. I assume you must be using this terminology into your day-to-day work. So when performance goes below the expected level, automated alerts immediately inform the concerned manager so that he or she can take the corrective decisions or corrective actions without the delay. So MIS makes use of exception reporting too, which highlights only problem areas rather than flooding the managers with all data. And this unit quality control dashboards can instantly flag defects during the production. Supervisors can stop the process and fix the issue immediately, which helps preventing the defective products from reaching the customers so as to reduce the losses. Now let us try to understand how coordination, synchronization, it extremely helps the organizational activities. MIS plays a key role, rather, in coordinating the activities across organization by ensuring that everyone works with the same information at the same time. MIS improves the communication by allowing smooth and reliable information flow across the departments and teams, which results to reducing the misunderstandings and the delays. Through the shared calendars, automated notifications, MIS helps aligning the schedules, timelines, and deadlines too, so that the tasks are completed in time. Budget alignment also becomes easier because financial information is visible now in real time across different functional domains or functional areas, which helps preventing overspending and even the conflicts. So that way, MIS integrates the workflows by connecting the processes across departments, such as procurement, finance, linking sales. So the work moves smoothly from one stage to the next. And this coordination reduces the manual follow-up and gets repeated communication as well. For example, when an organization uses an integrated MIS, marketing campaigns are launched only when inventory levels are sufficient. This prevents the situations where customers place order but products are unavailable. Correct. So as a result, customer satisfaction improves and losses are avoided. By synchronizing the people's processes and resources, MIS ensures that the entire organization moves in the same direction. Let us try to understand the decision support systems within MIS. Decision support systems are one of the most powerful part of MIS because they go far beyond the basic reporting. So while normal MIS reports tell the managers what has already happened, the DSS can help them thinking about what could happen next. DSS, I mean decision support systems, uses complex data analysis to relieve or reveal the hidden patterns and relationships. Managers can run scenario simulations to test different strategies before they actually implement them. And this allows organizations to learn from the simulations instead of the costly real world mistakes. So predictive forecasting can help managers to estimate future outcomes using past and current data. What if analysis allows managers to explore alternate choices, such as changing prices, increasing capacity, entering new markets, etc. For example, top executives can use DSS to evaluate merger decisions by projecting future financial performance. The system can also analyze potential benefits, risks, and integration challenges related to the system so as to make the decision making safer, smarter, and more confident. And that is the reason why DSS is often called as analytical brain with MIS. Now, next, real world impact. How it enhances managerial decision making. MIS greatly improves the quality of managerial decision or managerial decision making. Now, how it achieves it? It achieves it by reducing the uncertainty in day-to-day and strategic situations. Instead of relying only on institution or intuition or past experience, managers use the relevant and timely information provided by MIS to clearly understand the complex problems. And this clarity here helps managers feel confident about their decisions. So, MIS enables proactive management by permitting or allowing managers to anticipate challenges. For example, a manager can see early signs of declining the performance and can take the corrective action in advance. And this shifts the management from reacting to problems towards preventing them. MIS also drives evidence-based decisions by grounding the strategies into data analysis rather than the assumptions or outdated practices. So when decisions are supported by facts, decisions are supported by risk reduce and success rates automatically get improved. Managers can definitely justify their choices logically and transparently. So overall MIS transformation helps decision making from guessworks into structured, confident and forward-looking process. Last few slides, 4 to 5 slides are remaining, then we'll finish. So now let us try to understand MIS and organizational agility. In today's world, the change happens very quickly, and organizations that cannot adapt this fast often fall behind. Organizational agility means the ability to respond quickly and confidently to the changes. MIS plays a major role in making this possible. MIS provides managers with quick access to accurate and updated information, which helps them understanding what is happening right now. When market conditions change, managers do not have to wait for reports because MIS shows them real data. That's what our real-time data. That's what we understood earlier. And this allows organizations to react properly. Correct? So MIS uses data-driven insights to support innovation and help the organizations stay competitive. And during the crisis situations, MIS becomes extremely valuable. For example, when global supply chains are disrupted or were disrupted, a manufacturing company might have used MIS data to identify new suppliers very quickly. Managers adjusted the production schedules and shared updates across many facilities at the same time. Because everyone worked with the same information, the organization adapted within 48 hours instead of taking weeks. And this shows MIS helps organizations remain flexible, strong, and ready to change. Now let us think of management's active role in MIS development. Or let us talk about their role. The success of MIS depends heavily on the active involvement of managers. Not just on technical experts, not as a technical expert. MIS development should always begin with the proper needs assessment, where managers clearly define what information that they do require so as to achieve the organizational goals. For example, our director, MISPPU, knows what academic data is needed for planning courses and evaluating the performance. While industry in Doha, a project manager who understands what operational data is required for timely execution. Managers must actively involve during the design phase so that the system matches with the real managerial workflows. So when managers collaborate with the designers, MIS becomes practical and easy to use instead of complex and confusing. MIS development is not one day activity, please understand, or one time activity. Please understand, it is not one day or one time activity. It requires iterative refinement at every stage. Regular feedback from managers helps improving the system functionality and the user experience even over the time. So as the strategy change, the business models evolve, MIS should evolve them. And that's the reason why managers update information requirements to reflect new priorities, new regulations, and the current market conditions. So system is designed only by technologists often fail because they do not match with the real decision needs. And successful MIS at the same time treats the manager as co-creators of the system, not just the end users. And this sense of ownership ensures that MIS remains relevant, useful, and effective in supporting decision making. Now let us talk about the challenges. Overcoming the challenges. How can we ensure MIS effectiveness? So implementing MIS is not enough by itself. We have to ensure that it works effectively over the time. And this is the challenge. One of the biggest challenges, data quality. Because decisions are only as good as the data used. Organizations must establish clear rules and governance framework to ensure that data is accurate, complete, and consistent across all departments. For example, like university institution like MIE, the student records, attendance data, examination results must match across systems to avoid the confusions, to avoid the disrupts. Another major challenge is the user competency development. Managers may have access to MIS dashboards, but without proper training, they may not be able to understand how to interpret the reports or use the analytical insights correctly. So comprehensive training programs help the managers to learn how to read the trends. What are the different security and privacy issues? Are there really critical challenges? So especially in Qatar, organizations that handle sensitive data related to finance, employees, or citizens, MIS must include strong protection mechanisms such as encryption, access controls, and audit trails to prevent misuse so that the compliance can be ensured with the data protection regulatories or regulations. Have you heard about DPDPA? How many of you have heard about DPDPA? I will write that term here. DPDPA. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so this is data protection and data privacy. DPDPA, that is audit.
What does A stand for?
Audit.
Oh, okay.
Data privacy and data protection. So like when any system, like you must have seen, there was always cases going on in US companies, like with respect to the data that is collected by Facebook, data collected by Google, and so on. And that's why like WhatsApp became the aspect, like they say we are encrypted, whereas Telegram is not. Telegram is not an encrypted that way, indirectly or directly. Multiple frauds are happening via Telegram only. Right? In general sense. So as I stated, MIS must include strong protection mechanisms such as encryption, access controls, and audit trails. To prevent the misuse and ensure the compliance with data protection regulation, which I was referring to. Change management is equally important because employees often resist the new system. Clear communication, their involvement, stakeholders' involvement, and then showing visible benefits can help reducing the resistance of new systems. Clear communication, stakeholder involvement can help to show the visible benefits, and that helps reducing further the resistance. So when people see how MIS makes their work easier, decisions better, acceptance increases automatically, and by addressing data quality, skills, security, and changes together, organizations can ensure that MIS remains effective, trusted, and valuable. Now, the future of MIS from support to strategic partner. AI and machine learning integration is going to play an important role. In the future, MIS will no longer remain simple support tool which provides report after decisions are made. Instead, MIS would be becoming a strategic partner that actively guides managers in decision making. One major change will be the deep integration to AI and machine learning to MIS. These technologies will help the systems to analyze large amount of data, generate predictive insights, and that will help managers to see the market trends, customer behavior, and operational problems. So another important development would be enhanced user experience. MIS interfaces will become more intuitive and user-friendly, allowing managers to interact with the systems by making use of natural language. For example, a manager can simply ask a question like, why are the sales dropping this month? And the system will respond with the insights. And this reduces the dependency on technical experts and makes automatically MIS accessible everywhere or everyone.
Sir, when the class will finish?
Next two slides.
Because normally we finish at 8 o'clock maximum now.
Okay, only two slides are remaining, one or two slides. Okay, shall I continue?
Please.
Okay, so over the time, this will lead to cultural transformation within the organizations. MIS will move from being like just a decision support tool, but it will become a driver of data-driven culture. So let us try to understand MIS impact before implementation and after implementation. So before implementation, to truly understand the value of MIS, it is useful to compare how organizations work before MIS, how they function after MIS is implemented. Before MIS, information is fragmented, scattered across different departments, paper files. Somebody wrote about Excel sheets, and even the disconnected software systems. And that makes managers' life very tough. They often struggle to get the complete picture because finance, HR, operations all maintain their own data separately. Reports are delayed in some sense. Because of this delay, managers mostly react to the problems only after they have already become serious. Now, what happens after adoption? After MIS implementation, the situation changes completely. Information from all departments is brought together into integrated dashboards that provides a unified view of key metrics and performance indicators. Real-time alerts notify managers instantly. So instead of waiting for reports, rather, managers act as soon as the issue appears. And as a result, organizations experience faster decision making. And that's the thing, like, which is really changing the whole picture. Now, this is the last slide I'm referring to. MIS, a strategic partner in planning, control, and coordination. Rather, what I will do is I will stop here because we will require this slide to be addressed next time too. So it would be good for us to really go again back to this slide one more time. Fine. So let me stop recording.